Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. In today's video we'll try to take this pattern, Sci-fi pattern, and try to convert it into shapes so that we can extrude them in Cinema 4D. So let's get started. For example, we have this plane, and what we'll do is we just come here and create a displacer deformer, and we just put both of them in the group, and we select the displacer. We come to the shading and add a sci-fi texture, and we click yes. So instantly you see that it applies and it makes surface uneven, but there is no shape defined. So what we need to do is come here and increase the number of segments. For example, we make 500. So instantly you can see this defined shape, which is actually the pattern of the texture. This is the pattern we have. Now how can we extrude it using the splines? If I come to the shading mode, line mode, you can see it's a lot of geometry, which makes file quite heavy. So how can we delete this unnecessary geometry, and we can make it low poly? So we just come here and increase the height a little bit. For example, 25 is fine. Yes. And what we do now is just select all of them and collapse them, or put them inside the connect and collapse it. So now we have this one geometry. We come to the front view and select points. For example, we just come and select here until the middle and push them up. And now if we come here to see the size panel, see in this y-axis we just make them 0 so that they all are aligned, and similarly select all of them below and align them 0. So now we have one geometry here and one geometry here. If we come to the viewport, you can see now this is our geometry. So now we want to separate the top one, so we come here and come to the polygon mode, select it and select the upper polygons which we have selected. Right click and split. Okay, so now we have this. If you isolate it, you can see that this upper geometry is separated. Similarly, we come to the base geometry and select the lower portion. Come to the perspective view, right click, split. So we delete our base geometry. We have two pieces of geometry. One is this top one and this one. To differentiate them, we just give them a quick color, for example red and blue. Red, blue and red. So now if we align them, you can see it's somehow this floor. So now we need this geometry as a spline, because this is too much geometry, and we want to reduce it to polygon to spline so that we can extrude them separately. So for example, we take this one, the lower one, or we take the other one, this one. So we hide this blue for red for now, and just keep this blue portion. So in order to reduce this one, we just come here and press Shift C and write reduction. Make sure you just select this deformer polygon reduction, not this generator, which is green button. Just select this blue button, double click and put it under this connect, under this your shape, and it will take some time to calculate your mesh. Let's see if it's finished calculation, and we just keep it like 30. It will take a moment to calculate, and somehow you end up with this mesh. It is quite enough detail. Even you can see your smallest part is also not destroyed. How you can see is just switch off and on, that it is working fine. So now select both of them and press Alt C, which is connect objects plus delete in my case. So now we have this geometry. So what we do now is come here, Control A, select all the polygons and right click extrude. okay, and extrude it to a higher value. Now just simply extrude and click delete. Now instantly you can see now your edges are gone, your polygons are gone from the top. Now what you will come to the front view, come back to the edge mode and select all the edges on the top. Come back to the perspective view, select, as you see all the edges on the top have been selected. Just come here, mesh, commands, edge to spline, and you can see now you have this spline ready. So what you need is delete this one, and this is all your nice looking shape, which you can use it for several purposes. Similarly, we repeat the process for the other one. Quickly, we just select all the polygons, Shift C, and find poly reduction, the blue one. Make sure the blue one, put it under the mesh and give it a value like 25 or 30 somewhat. So it will take some time, it's calculating. Simply select both of them and right click, connect objects plus delete. So now we have this mesh. Go to the polygon mode and click and drag, and simply when you select all the polygons, press Ctrl, click and drag, so it simply extrude it. Delete all the top polygons, select all the edges on top, mesh, command, edge to spline, and we have this spline. Delete this geometry now. Now you have these two splines. So if we extrude both of them, for example, we extrude this one first, put this here and extrude in Y. You can see it's open because the spline is not closed. Just simply come here and close the spline. Okay, similarly select this one and extrude it, close the spline, and make sure you extrude in right position, which is Y. So you can say now you keep this one 30 and this one 20. Now this your geometry is extrude. Okay, the other challenge is, if you can see this is the mode geometry, and if you come to the front viewport, you see they all are equal. So you want to distribute them unevenly so that it looks like more like a city. So how can we achieve it fast? Simple, just connect objects plus delete. So now you have single mesh. Make sure your objects are connected together, which is not. You can see now this ceiling is different, this is different. So what we'll do is go to the point mode, Control A, right click, optimize. 0.01 is fine. So what it does is connects all your objects. So now all your objects are connected to each other as single piece. Now what we'll do is just come here, MoGraph, Voronoi fracture, and we come to the source and delete the point generation. Simply click and drag this in under the Voronoi fracture and MoGraph effector and add random. Now this is the random shape. Now we don't need random in all directions, we need only in Y. So we just come here and select this Y, and not in fact too much, like come to the front view, it's too much now, like yeah, 10 is fine. Okay, similarly select Voronoi and extrude both, right click, connect objects plus delete. And now what we'll do is select the bottom area only, which is somewhat here, and again give it a value of 0 in Y. Make sure all the points are selected properly. So you can see now all the bases have equal starting point and uneven from the top. Okay, using this technique you can get any kind of this sci-fi texture, and you just within a few minutes you can convert it into splines and extrude them and make them variable in height and use it for your projects. I would appreciate if you can give some feedback in the comment section. I hope you learned something new. If you have any question, feel free to ask me in comment section. Until then, bye bye.